Yeah, after Brazil qualifying and everything that happened in that shit show, and let's not forget Mexico, that was kind of poor. I think everybody was kind of down about it.
5 minutes later.
I mean, yeah, Brazil might not have had as much water as my shower. However, that is probably how Alex Albon is feeling. He probably went out into the Brazilian rain and just sat and cried because what the fuck has been happening over the last, I don't know how long, but it seems like bro has literally taken some of Logan Sargeant's DNA, put it into himself, and started driving like him. Maybe? Yeah? Yeah, I think he has. I mean, you see the resemblance? Logan Sargeant, Alex Albon. I see the resemblance currently. Good morning, beautiful people on the internet. Hope you're having a good day. Let's try to hit 10k before the end of the year. Like both of us, it's like a journey that we're going. Come on, and hit the like. I want to hit 13 likes. I like the number 13. Just do that. And honestly, do all of that. Otherwise, dead set, there won't be a championship battle. It's getting kind of distant and so on and so forth. But if you genuinely want to see one in Abu Dhabi, then probably like and subscribe and comment something cool, because that's cool, right? Only cool people do cool things. Anyway, enough of that. Okay, so how are you telling me that for the last I don't know how long we've been clowning on Lance Stroll because he rams into the back of Daniel Ricciardo? Slightly a little suspicious, a little sussy, but at the same time, how the fuck are you doing that in like your 7th season in the sport? How the fuck are you spinning out in the formation lap, getting stuck in a gravel trap? This ain't no Super Mario, you can't just fucking glide over, fly over everything. Gotta be cautious, and guess what? Cautious you are not, because you didn't even get to start the race. How pathetic is that? The mechanics repair your car from your crash, and you don't even start the bloody race? Yes, we've been clowning on Lando Norris because he cannot do anything the entire season, given the best car on the grid, and he can't win races. Give that to Lewis Hamilton, guarantee you he's having the same season as Max Verstappen had last year.
Max Verstappen wins for Max Verstappen, Max Verstappen, Max Verstappen, Max Verstappen, Max Verstappen, Max Verstappen, Max Verstappen.
Just pure domination for Lando Norris. Locks up into turn 1. You know what? You always got to think differently, and Lando Norris was kind of thinking differently with going... where was he going? His race start yet again was shambolic. Strategy was shambolic. Everything he did in that race was shambolic, and everything he's done over the course of the season has been pretty shambolic, except for the 3 wins that he has, and that's where he's peaked, and that's it. Yes, we've had our fair share of laughing at Logan Sargeant this season, but the thing is, all of that has gone so far into our brains, it's been solidified into our memories, that we actually haven't really talked about Alex Albon. And what the, like, genuinely, what has happened. The driver that a couple years ago, cool, he got dropped, but then he returned to Formula 1, scored points in Australia, going like 49 or 51 laps on a hard set of tyres, and boxing 1 lap and then just scoring. Like, well, who does that? Nobody does that. Only Alex Albon does that. He scored points where Logan Sargeant couldn't score points. He scored all of the points pretty much in 2023. 2024, it was the same. He literally had all of the points until he didn't, because Logan Sargeant got dropped. And for the first time in Alex Albon's entire career, since Red Bull days, he actually had competition. I don't think Latifi or Logan Sargeant is proper competition, and he was sweeping the floor with them, just like Nanny McPhee did when she was sweeping the floor and helping the kids. I don't know. Come on, this is no. This is not competition at all. At all. You know, initially I was contemplating whether the Colapinto change was good. Shouldn't put Alex Albon under pressure. It's a rookie. And over the last couple of years, what has rookies actually done in the sport? Nick de Vries was shit. Piastri in his first couple races wasn't the greatest. Logan Sargeant was shit. So many shitters. Colapinto surely should be, but he wasn't, because he scored points and points and points where Alex Albon couldn't. I think the whole Alex Albon little downhill tumble really started in Singapore, where Colapinto dive-bombed him down into turn 1 and absolutely put a stonking race, stonking performances, to the point where Perez was literally about to get on his knees and do some devious things. He was literally on the car saying it's difficult to pass Colapinto. It's impossible. I can't do it. I'm not good enough. Yeah, Perez isn't good enough. You heard it here first.
It's very difficult to find Colapinto.
I mean, after the race, Perez literally got on his knees. Not only for Colapinto for like, oh my god, you're so good, but also to Christian Horner. Please let me keep my race seat. Now, I don't think we can forget Baku. Singapore might just have been one bad race, but before that, Alex Albon scored 6 points, Colapinto 4. It was a great race weekend. Round of applause for everybody in the team. Round of applause for the 2 drivers. Because they fragged out getting a lot of points. And that was like what Williams needed. You know, they need to move up in the constructors. They want more monies, duh. And the way to do that is to get more points. And them getting points is a good way to do that. They were fighting the Saubers, the Alpines. They were fighting the Hasses and the RBs a bit higher up. And who knows, they might have been able to get 6th place. And with Alex Albon's form, well, the bad form of Singapore kind of continued down into Texas. How are you telling me that he's spinning out of the first part of quali in sprint formats thingy-mob? Colapinto's getting into Q3. What the? Come on. That roles were reversed around half a year ago, but now that Colapinto's actually good, Alex Albon might be quaking and shaking. The sprint wasn't good, qualifying, the normal qualifying wasn't good, and the race wasn't good. The times where Colapinto was fighting the feisty Fernando Alonso. We know who Fernando Alonso is. He ain't no Zhou Guanyu. He ain't no Lando Norris. He's just gonna let you pie and say, hey, there's a spot. Yeah, take it. No. Yep, go ahead. There's a gap. Alonso isn't gonna just let his rival by like Lando. Just, yeah, cool. Whereas Alex Albon, who was he fighting? Thin Air? Zhou Guanyu? Yet in all of this, Alex Albon has had sessions that have been just terrible.
Brother, what's that?
But at the same time, there's been a couple of highlight performances. Mexico quali, he qualified P9. That's good for that Williams. He could have qualified P7. Hulkenberg and Gasly were ahead of him. But hey, we take a solid P9, right? Who wouldn't in that Williams, of course? Because if you're Lando or Perez, then you probably shouldn't be qualifying P9, should you?
He's coming into the pits. Lando Norris is in the drop zone. The checkered flag is out.
But that qualifying result did come after a pretty unnecessary little shumble and rumble in practice, which was a huge crash, and was there really need to all of that? Was there really need to get taken out in turn 1 of Mexico Grand Prix-ness? Well, it wasn't really his fault, but he does have wing mirrors, and he could have done something about it. You know, like, let's be real. Unlucky, both crashes, but come on. For a Williams team that needs the parts and all of that, maybe be a tiny bit more cautious. Because we all remember what happened when Logan Sargeant strapped on the new parts in Zandvoort and then crashed, fouled his face, and then he got dropped. And I don't want that to happen to Alex Albon. Hey, Singapore, Texas, Mexico, 3 bad races in a row. They're not just bad, absolutely horrid races in a row. Surely his luck might be able to turn. And actually, he might be able to do good. Maybe Colapinto won't scare him as much. You know, when he puts the helmet on, he kind of looks like Adam Sandler. Kind of scary, right? Maybe his luck will turn, and maybe he'll actually do good, right? I mean, let's not forget that Alex Albon has done bits in the past. He's done bits in Brazil until he didn't, because Hamilton came flying by. Now, honestly, Brazil was looking like an alright weekend. In practice, he was strong in P5. Qualifying, he got into Q3. Sprint race, didn't get any points, unlucky. But then you get to the main qualifying, and he's P2, right? P2, like a couple minutes left. Lando P1, P1, Alex Albon P2. All he has to do is put another good lap in, a good banker lap. Because the rain is drying up, right? Everyone's improving. Just get a banker lap in, you'll be chilling, and maybe you could be in the top 5. Don't get too greedy. Do not get too greedy. We heard the messages to Lando Norris. We just set a lap. We don't want any shenanigan, crazy things, crashes, races in a couple hours. Well, Alex Albon didn't really get the hint. And honestly, that was a pretty costly shunt. Like, huge. If that was bad enough, Alex Albon didn't start the race because the car was too far damaged. Colapinto also crashed in qualifying, proceeded to crash in the race as well. Now, Williams, who are very tight on money, I don't think they can be affording that. I don't think they can be affording losing all of the things that they lost. Whereas RB are qualifying P3 and P5, and Alpines are scoring double podiums, to the point where they've moved up from P9 to P6, and Williams, in that single race, not only have lost so much money from all of the crashes, well, give or take 5 million, and now they've just lost 12 million, moving down to P9 and P8. What the fuck? Talk of a catastrophic weekend. I don't know how bad that could be, and honestly, it could have been better if Alex Albon actually was good in the last 4 races. I don't know what has happened to his performance, but it's actually tumbled downhill, and it might not be recoverable. The fall-off kind of has to be studied. And you see, the thing is, if Alex Albon's having these performances, whilst Colapinto is having these performances, and Colapinto is being replaced next season by Carlos Sainz, then what's the point of Alex Albon being the team and Colapinto not? I don't get it. It's just a blip in performance, right? He'll be back beating Carlos Sainz next, right? Right? Please? Anyway, with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know down in the comments if you think that Alex Albon will actually peak again, or whether he's just on a downward spiral like Ricardo. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. Let's hit 10k by the end of the year. 13 likes. Have a safe, fantastic rest of your day. Don't die, because can't shut the videos. Blah, blah, blah. Repose.
That's all, folks.